Okay, why isn't this? Yeah, this isn't on. Why isn't this on? Oh, okay, something's not right. Well, actually, YouTube is up. Oh, I know why this is not up. I have to restart it. Boom. There we go. Shabbos. Okay, there we go. Something's not right. That's right. Is that Richard? Wow. Some people listen to your thing. Oh, where's Tina? Okay, come on. Why isn't this on now? Okay. There we go. There we go. Boom. Couple more cars pulled up. Shabbos parlor. I can get through the service without coughing. It's gonna be a miracle. No, not at all. No, the fingers are together. It's if they move laterally like this.
Right.
I'd be breathing on the floor.
So they're like this.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
she put two sleeves on,
Yeah.
and then she made this slant to keep the two fingers together
Yeah.
with padding in between. And she took all the pressure points off of this. There's a few more she's gonna have to work on.
Who did your surgery?
Basically, who?
Who did it?
Dr. Turkey.
He did
So
it.
this is the finger, so I can do this.
Oh.
That's the exercise. And this. But if I moved it that way, I'd be on the floor.
And so before you could move it like that at all?
No, it could, it just hurt.
So if you went like that,
The ligaments just wouldn't cooperate.
Yeah.
So he put two anchors and took the ligaments that were there and tied them to the anchors. And hopefully I will build up strength so I can use my finger. I wasn't able to use my finger.
Oh, wow.
It would be basically stuck in this position, well,
Okay.
this position,
All the
and
time
I
it was like that?
couldn't bend it
Gotcha.
on my own.
Right.
So every time I was typing, my finger just stuck out and I couldn't type.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get movement back in that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it's not.
But the surgery was easy and it didn't hurt.
They give you like
I
a
was in
local,
pain.
to give you like a local instead of totally knocking you out? Were you awake during it?
No, he put something through an IV and took it. I like that. I like when they put me. I woke up with a dry mouth.
Yeah.
It was awful. Kind of, they had me breathe. I don't know if they had me breathe oxygen or something, but it was dry. So when I woke up, I was not happy. I've only taken 3 Percocet.
Oh, it's good.
I don't have to take any more.
Good for you.
I don't like to take them.
Yeah.
So it was hurting pretty bad. How you doing, Richard?
Okay, right. I didn't take too many pills after my gallbladder surgery.
How's Scotty doing and the kid?
They're at services tonight
In
in Charleston.
Charleston, I was gonna say, Charleston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of them went tonight. Okay.
that kid's growing.
Okay.
He was big when they got him.
All three of them. All three of them. That, hey,
Is that where they're going?
Yeah, all three of them with the Kabbalat tonight.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Agudath Israel Etz Ahayem Synagogue here in Montgomery, Alabama. Welcome to those in person and online. We have a new look. Sorry, it looks like I'm far away. So you can get a glance at the whole bima, I guess. We are praying out of Sidor Lev Shalem. I don't know if you can see it from back there. We are going to talk a little bit about Ramah tonight, so I'm going to sing in the style of Ramah. We'll begin on page 10. Yedid nefesh avarachaman mishoch avdach eretzonach yarutz avdach kemo ayav yishtachaveh mul hadarach ki yerav lo yedidutach minofetzuf vechol ta'am adorna eziva olam nafshi cholat avatach adna elna v'chfanala beharot la noam zivach az titchazek v'titrapeh v'hayetalach shivchat olam v'tikemu urachamecha v'chusna ben ohavach ki ze kama nichsaf lirot b'tiferet uzach anayli machmad libi chushana ve'yalti talam igalena afros chaviv alai etzukat shelomach ta'ir eretz mikvodach nagila v'nismecha bach ma'ahuv kiva moed v'chaneini ki mei olam la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 page 11. Excuse me. Lechu neranena l'Adonai Nariya litzur yishenu nikadma fanav betoda bizmirot Nari alom ki el gadol Adonai. Arba'im shana akut bedor va'omar am to'ele vavhem v'hem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati v'yapi im yavon el menuchati page 13. Ashiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Ishiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo, Basru Meyom Le'yom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim Kevodo, Bechol Lifliotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, O Mehulal Miyod, No Rahu, Al Ko Elohim, Lai Lai Lai, Kiko Elohe, Ha'amim Elilim, Vadonai Shamayim Asa, Hod V'Hadar Le'efanav, Oz V'Tiferet B'Mikdasho, Avu Ladonai Mishpachot Amim, Avu Ladonai Kavod Vos, Avu Ladonai Kevod Shemo, Seu Mincha, Uvo lechadzro dav lai 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 shtachavu ladonai be'adchet kodesh chilu mipanav kol haaretz imru vagoyim Adonai malach avtikum tevel balatimot yadin yesharim yismechu hashamayim v'tagil haaretz Yiramayamu Melo Yalo Sadai Vechol Asher Bo Lai 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 Ajiranenu Kolat Seyar Lifnei Adonai Kiva Lishbot Haaretz Ishbot Tevel B'Tzedek V'yamim B'emunato Yalai la lai la yai la la lai lai Yai lai 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 Yalai la lai la lai Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai lai lai. Page 15. Adonai melech tolderot Yismurim rabim Anarach ver Sevivat tzedek u'mishpat melcham kis'o. Shama vatismach Tzion vatagelna benod Yehuda leman mishpatecha Adonai ki ata Adonai Elyon al kol haaretz miod na'aleita al ko Elohim Oheve Adonai sinura shomer nafshot chasidav miad reshaim yatzilem or zaru al tzadik ul yisraelev simcha simchu tzadikim badonai vodu lezecher kadsho. Page 17. Amizmor shiru ladonai shir chadash ki niflot asa oshia lo yemino uzaroako ochoadia Adonai Yeshuato le'en agoyim gilatzid kato zachar chasta ve'emunato levei Yisrael ra'u cholav se'aretz et Yeshuat Eloheinu Uriu ladonai kol haaretz Pitzchu ve'ranenu ve'zameru zamru ladonai bechinar v'kol zimera bechatzot ron v'kol shofar hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai yiramayam umaloho tevel v'yoshveva ne'arot yimcha uchaf Yachad arim yiranenu lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz yishbot tevel b'tzedek וימים במישרים, ילאי ללאי 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 ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ילאי ללאי 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 ללאי, ילאי ללאי 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 ללאי, ילאי ילאי ללאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי 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 ללאי, Yai lai 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 lai. Page 19, Psalm 99. Adonai malach yichazamim, Yosef kurvim tanut haaretz, Adonai betzel yikadol, v'ram hu al kol elo ha'amim. Moshe v'Aaron b'chohanav, Ushmoel bekorei shemo, korim el Adonai, ve'o yanem, bi'amud anan yidaber aleihem, shamru edotav, v'chok natan lamo, Adonai Eloheinu atanitam, El nosei ayita lahem v'nokem ala lilotam, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ishtachavu lehar kadsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. We rise, page 21. Mizmor leDavid, Avul Adonai ben Elim, Avul Adonai, Kavod vows, lai lai lai, Avul Adonai kivod shemo, Ishtachavul Adonai behadret kodesh, Kol Adonai alamayim el kavod irim, Adonai amayim rabim, Kol Adonai ba'koach lai lai lai, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayshaber Adonai et al zehalvanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon v'Siryon Kemo ven re'emim lai lai lai, Kol Adonai chotzev lahavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholeo hayalot, Vayechesof Yarod uvechalo, Kulo omer kavo lai lai lai, Adonai lamabul yashav yeshev, Adonai melech leolam, Adonai os le'amo yiten, Adonai yavarech et amo v'shalom. Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai lai lai. You may be seated, page 23. Lecha dodi lekrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela, Lecha dodi lekrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela, Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu elam yuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila lecha, Dodi lekrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekora beracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sov maaseh b'machshvat chila lecha, Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela, Mikdash melech ir melucha, Kumitzei mitocha hafecha, Rav lach shevet b'yemek habacha, V'hu yachamo alaychem la lecha, dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabila. We rise, page 25, the last stanza of L'chadudi. Boi v'shalom ateret bala b'simcha uvetzala tochem munei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabila. You may be seated. We continue, page 27. David, give me a minute to rest, and would you lead us responsively, please?
It is good to thank you, Adonai, to sing your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night.
Fingers of wisdom, both well heart, let the sound of the lyre rise up.
You glad me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork.
How wonderful are your works, Adonai, so your designs.
The arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms, only to be destroyed forever.
For you, Adonai, are exalted for all time.
Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish, and all who commit evil will be scattered.
The wild bull raises up its horn, you raise mine head high, anointed it with fresh oil.
As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear.
The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like the cedar of Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards.
In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming, Adonai is upright, my rock, in whom there is no flaw.
Tzadika tamar yifrach ki erez balvanon yizke shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yehu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avlatabo. Page 29. Richard, would you lead us responsibly?
Sovereign Lord, better than strength. The earth stands firm, not to be dislodged. From earliest time you are enthroned, you are eternal.
The rivers rise up, Adonai, the rivers raise up their roar, the rivers raise up their waves. Above the roar of the vast sea and the majestic breakers of the ocean, Adonai stands supreme in the heavens.
In your house, beautiful is his holiness. The testimonies endure, Adonai, for all time.
Thank you, Richard. And Shabbat Shalom, welcome to all of you, both online and in person. I look like I'm a little farther away, but we can get the whole Bima experience all at once. The music I sang tonight would have been the music that you heard last week at Camp Ramah during the Southern Shabbat Shmooze that I attended with Tina and Linda Smith and Diane Logan and Luke, and that was it. Okay. Along with about 40 other people from both Chattanooga and Greenville, South Carolina, and about 75 kids, campers, Ramah campers from all over the country. This is the music that they sang, and everybody, it was just so wonderful to be there for that weekend. So I'm going to have Tina come up and tell you about her experience.
Now, can you hear me without I have to talk into this?
No,
No.
they can hear you.
Okay, they can hear me because I'm a real quiet person.
I've only got like 105 pages that I'm going to go through, so
Excellent.
you'll enjoy it. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to let me speak today and talk about the Southern Schmooze Shabbatin, say that real fast, this past weekend. And what we did was we had 3 congregations, Montgomery, and there were 5 of us, and then there were 9 of Greenville, 9 of Greenville, and Chattanooga had 19 people. So there were a lot of people there from Chattanooga. If you don't know what Ramah Duram is, it's a camp that was built in the same year as we got married, David.
94.
Very good. 1994.
Bing, bing, bing,
You
bing.
didn't know I was gonna do that. In 1994, and what happened is a group of people got together and decided they needed to have a Ramah camp here in the southeast, because they were in Wisconsin and California, but not here. So this camp was built, and it is sometimes called Spa Ramah, because it's not, when you think of camp, I know when I went to camp when I was a kid, it was a cabin with, no running water in it, with 8 beds, and then you had to go to the latrines that smelled like pine salt. Not like that. We were in a hotel room, and it was a very nice hotel room. It was very comfortable beds, and it's got everything you would need for a camp. Now they decided not only was it going to be a summer camp for kids, that they would expand it and make it a place where adults and families could come and learn. And it's the lifelong love of Jewish values, tradition, and community for youth, adults, and families. And so, they have a women's retreat. They developed this schmooze for us smaller communities, because the larger communities can come and enjoy doing that. But we don't have enough people, so this works for us. And it is a beautiful place. It's in the middle of the Chattanooga. Okay, you can tell I'm a Yankee now. Chattahoochee. The Chattahoochee National Forest, and it's hilly, and there's waterfalls, and you can walk around and see this natural beauty. There's a lake, and if you don't want to hike, there are golf carts that'll take you from the hotel to the building where we had all of our services, and it was wonderful. I asked Linda Smith if she would tell me how she felt about the experience, and she said it was exciting, fun, inspirational, and cold. And yes, it was cold for most of us, but we were inside almost all the time, although I did sit down by the lake for a while. The director of the camp said that I'm going to just call it the schmooze, and I'm going to call the people who attended schmoozers. Okay. That the schmooze is exactly why they created Ramah Duram, because they wanted to reach out to beyond the youth campers and reach out into the adults. So this is exactly what they feel their mission is. So they will keep doing it, and I'm hoping a lot of you are going to join us next time. The teen retreat was going on at the same time, so we had 57 teenagers that were so excited about being there. You could tell these kids went all the way through camp with each other when they did our Friday night service, and it was phenomenal. We sat there, and these kids jumped up for songs. They're beating the sea door. They were singing. They were in total joy. And I'd like to say I don't think I've ever experienced that on Kabbalat Shabbat. That kind of immense joy, and it was phenomenal, and I would love to know how we bring some of that joy back into to the synagogue, because it was just wonderful. And we went from there, being all excited and having enjoyed these kids, to our dinner. I think they went to dinner somewhere else. I'm sure they had enough of the old people. So we went to dinner. I don't remember what we ate. I'm sure the rabbi might remember what we ate. But I enjoyed talking
food.
with it was good food, really good kosher food, and a lot of it. And but I enjoyed talking with the people. I know you're all surprised that I enjoyed talking to people. But I got to talk to people from all the other two congregations. We talked about what's working for them, what they're doing right now, what kind of classes they have, what they do in their services, and we talked about grandchildren, and we talked about, you know, we didn't talk about husbands, but we did talk about life in general, and we talked about Israel, and we talked about what it's like to be a Jew in the South, and challenges they have, and things they've done. So it was extremely helpful and inspiring. And we went from there. They did an icebreaker. Of course, I didn't need an icebreaker at this point, but they did an icebreaker for all of us. We were sat in a big circle, and we got numbers, so it was really random. And what's really funny is Linda Smith had 11, and that's like my number. My birthday's 11/11, so I said, well, that's my number. She goes, oh, you can have my number. So we switched, and I got to sit with a young man who's probably my son's age, Aaron from Chattanooga, and him and his wife are very active in their synagogue. They have two little kids, 5 and 7. He's a cardiologist, which I asked him for advice later, of course. And she's a lawyer, and sings very good karaoke. And really enjoyed meeting them. They have two kids that were 5 and 7 who are just running around the camp with the other kids. And what Aaron told me was, Ramah's the only place they go that they don't worry about their children. They know that wherever they are, the Ramah staff, the people at the camp, everyone is going to look out for their kids. That's the only place they go. He says it's like being with a huge family is what he felt. I remember being scared about my kids, stepping outside my sight. So it's a great feeling for the families that are there. We had, after the icebreaker, I think I passed out. It was a 4.5-hour drive. And so we all went to bed, and I'm sure those teenagers were up all night. But and in the morning, that morning service was really quiet compared to the evening because the teenagers weren't with us. They did their own service, and we had ours. And we had the 3 rabbis did their take on, each did a piece on the service. Rabbi Cohen from Greenville, her sons were like little adult men. They could read that Hebrew, and they were just, it was amazing to watch them, wasn't it?
Yes,
Weren't those kids amazing?
Absolutely.
And so we didn't have the bigger kids, but we had little ones over there. The adults had their kids, playing quietly. They were really quiet. And at one point, they had a Q&A on the Torah reading. And once the children saw that the prize for doing that was candy, they jumped in. And those kids knew the answers. It was amazing. They knew the answers. They were listening. They were excited. And I answered one question and got some candy, and I gave it to some kids that were sitting over there. Okay, I ate 2. They were Tootsie Rolls, little ones. I ate some of those and then gave them to the kids. But it was really, really a great experience. That service was really nice. Then we had a little bit of a break before dinner. Seems like all we did was eat. Yes, and I had seen one of the women from Greenville who I had talked to earlier, and I remembered her from last year, and she had asked me, so how's your year been? And I said, great, and I noticed she stood up for yard site. I did for my dad, and they talked about her ex-husband, who it was the 1-year anniversary of his passing away, and he had been artist in residence at Ramah, and a lot of the things that are built around the camp, he was a woodworking artist. and he would build these with the kids' creativity and design, and then there's other people, artists that were painters, so it's all over the camp, and she said that being around that really was healing for her to see all of those things. We spent probably, I don't know, we were late to get to sushi making. We learned how to make sushi. We were kind of late because we were talking. It was wonderful meeting her, and we're gonna visit and stay in contact with each other. We had some great ideas for the synagogue too, so I'll pass those on later. And then after lunch, we had 3 groups where each of the rabbis, they moved, not us. Smart idea. So we talked about, they each took a part of the Torah reading that spoke to them. And so each of them came and shared that, and we had discussions. And what is more Jewish than 10 Jews talking about what the Torah reading meant? It was wonderful. It was just that great experience. Sometimes I agreed, sometimes I didn't, and it was. I don't think I've had that kind of intellectual discussion since last year. It was great, and I had a good time. And it's great to see how 3 different rabbis are, because they're totally different. Just like different people, they were all kind of, their styles were different. And then let's see. Friday night we had Havdalah outside. That's probably what Linda's referring to as cold. We had it outside, there's an amphitheater, and the kids were with us. So there was loud, great music and dancing and hopping around, and then there were a few of us who were like, we can't dance and hop, so we talked and caught up, and I saw Linda, was over on the bleachers. There's no way she was dancing. So as soon as they lit the fires, they had 3 big bonfires, and then we made s'mores, and then it was time to go back to your room or
Not
go do
quite yet.
karaoke.
Yeah.
So and we probably had a group of 10, 15 doing
Yep.
karaoke.
Mhm.
The rabbi and I
I don't
sang.
remember too
sang
much
together.
alcohol.
I didn't drink that much alcohol. The bourbon bottle went way down with, but and that was fun. Just getting to know each other better through music, and then during all of our downtime, I got to talk to people I'd seen last year and really got to know them better this year. I learned how to make sushi, sang karaoke, walked around the grounds that are beautiful, and the people I met were just awesome. It felt like we were in a big family group, just like Aaron had said. It was like I knew these people forever. And for example, you see these earrings, these Hamza earrings, aren't they beautiful? Well, there was a woman across the way, and I walked up to her and said, I love your earrings. I'd never talked to her before that. Half hour later, she came over, she took the earrings out of her ears, and she said, here, I want you to have these. So that, and every time, you have to promise that every time you wear them, you think of me. And, I mean, who would do that? Yeah, who would do that? Your family would do that. So, it was an awesome experience, and I want to see all of you next year. You will not regret it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tina forgot to share that. Actually, we sang together at karaoke, but I don't remember what it was.
Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline, there we go.
So everyone go ba ba ba.
I had to have 2 fireballs before I could do that. Anyway. It really was a fun experience. The idea is we want to get more synagogues involved so we can have a few more people. They do have a limit as to how many people they want to be at this thing, but we had about 40, I think, something like that. It was really. How many?
33.
33, there we go. Exact number. So, thank you, Tina. We're going to go ahead and continue our service. Got my voice back a little bit. Let us rise and turn to page 39A for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Umahavir yom ubevi laila mavdio ben yom uben laila Adonai tzavaot shemo el chai v'kayim tamidim lo choleinu lam v'ed baruch eta Adonai hamari v'aravim. Page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadita Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachveinu v'kumeinu nesiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha le'olam v'oed ki hem chayenu v'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla v'yavetachatasim mimenu la'olamim Baruch Ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ho'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinanetam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech Uveshachbecha v'kumecha ukshartam neot al yadecha v'hayu latotafot b'neinecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha v'haya im shemot tishbu. Vayomer Adonai Moshe lemor daber el bnei Yisrael v'yamarta lehem v'yasu lehem tzitzit al kanvei v'gdehem ledoratam v'natnu al tzitzit akanaf b'tiol techelet v'yalachem letzitzit uritem oto uschartem et kol mitzvot Adonai v'asitem otam V'lo tatu racharei levavachem v'yacharei nechem asher tem zonim achareihem leman dizgaru v'asitem net kol mitzvotai v'item kadoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etachem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 43A. Vemunat. U'malchuto b'ratzon kibalehem Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael achanishira Besimcha rabba v'yamaru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedor ba'kodesh norati lot o seifele malchutecha ruvenecha b'kiyam lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'yamaru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed V'nemhar kifadai Adonai et Yaakov Ugalad mit chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael, page 45. Hashkivenu. Ushmotetenu vein l'chaim ushlamita v'yadolam u'fosalem shkatshlemecha Baruch atah Adonai haporetzu katshalom aleinu v'al kolamo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. We rise, page 46. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Beini uveid b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz. Vishamru v'nei et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabba b'yama divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayeichon uv'yomeichon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'gala uv'izman gori v'yimaru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudisha, b'richu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushpechata v'nechemata, tamiran b'yoma, v'yimaru, amen. Silent Amidah. Pages 47 through 52. remain standing. We turn to page 53. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i Vayikadesh oto kivo shavat mikol melachto kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. You may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Eloheinu Gibor Banu Ram Elyon Gonei Shamayim Va'aretz Magen Avot Bidvaro Mechaye Metim B'mamaho Ha'er HaKadosh She'ein Kamohu Hameniach Li'amo B'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratza Le'aniach Lahem Kivam Ratza Laniach Lahem Lefanav Navo Birav Fachad V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Me'ena Berachot Elaodod Adon Hashalom Kadesh HaShabbat Umvarech Shavi Umeniach Biktusha Liam Biktush Neoneg Zecher Lemase Bereshit Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu Ritzei v'menuchatenu Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha V'tein chelkenu b'toratecha Sabenu mituvecha V'samchenu b'shuatecha V'taheli b'levdecha b'emet V'yanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu B'yahava uvratzon Shabbat kodeshecha V'yanuchu v'o Yisrael Mikadeshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Yikadav Yikadash Shemei Rabba B'yom Adivrach Yirutei V'yamlech Malchutei B'chayechon U'v'yamechon V'chaydecho Beit Yisrael B'galav Zman Kariv Yimaru Amen Yehei Shmei Umel Maya Yitbarach V'yitbach V'yitma V'yitmam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalo Shmei D'Kudusha B'richu Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shata Tushbachata V'nechamata Tamiran B'yom V'yimaru Amen Titkaber Tzloton V'tan Chosichan V'nishma V'yimaru Amen Yesh Lamara B'min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimaru Amen Oseh Shalom B'imromav Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimaru Amen. We rise, page 56, as the ark is open for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol Rishi Shalom Asana Kuvoye Haratzot V'lo Samanu Kamishmachot Hadama Shalom Son Chelkeinu Kahem Raleinu Kechol Hamonam V'anachnu Korim U'mishtachabim Modim Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Notei Shamayim V'yosed Aretz U'moshe V'yikarav B'shamayim Imao U'shchinatu Zo V'gavei Mechami Hu Eloheinu Eino Emet Malkeinu Leven Sulato Kakatu B'Torato V'yadat Hayom Hashivota El Vavecha Ki Adonai Elohim B'Shamayim Imao V'yal Mitachat Eod Alkein Gagadu b'toratech Adonai loch le'olam v'oed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai melech al kol ha'aretz Bayom Ma'u Yeh Adonai Echad Ushamo Echad. You may be seated. This week we'll observe yard sites for Matilda L. Hadef, Abraham J. Kamhi, Elliot Kapoya, Nace Cohen, Jaime Ehrlich, Ralph Elizondo, Rachel Finkelstein, Abraham R. Franco, Fanny Froelich, Ruben Nissen-Hannon, Albert S. Israel, Bertha Katz, Rose Katz-Heller Klein, Harry Marovitz, Philip Pincus, Harry Raymond, Barbara Ann Rosen, Samuel A. Rubin, Arthur Rubenstein, Rebecca Schwartz, Leon Siegel, Dorothy Shapiro, Harry Snyder, Marty Sternberg, Charlie Strasburger, and Beverly Wallach. Those observing yard site, and those who mourn, please rise. Page 58, and join me, the Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal, V'yit Gadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'yoma Divrach Chirutei, V'yamlech Malchutei, B'chayichon V'yamechon, V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agalav Zman, Kariv Yimahu, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah, Mevarach, Le'olam Omeon Maya. Barach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha b'richu le'lam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran b'yoma v'yimaru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom b'mirmav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. You may be seated. Barbara, you want to
Good Shabbos. Tina, thank you very much. We enjoyed it, and as you were speaking, was thinking that it would be nice if anyone in the congregation has anything that they would like to share with us on a Friday night. Like Fern, maybe you and Richard could do your history of Jews in Montgomery again. There were so many of us that didn't hear it that night when we had the visitors, and it was wonderful. So maybe we can be thinking about ways that you can share yourself with the congregation, and just call me or call the rabbi. I'm sure he would be open to that. Mm-hmm. And also, it's come to my attention that we have several members who are either ill or can't come to services that need a phone call or a visit. So if you know someone that's in this situation, call me or call the rabbi, or you call that person and you get somebody else to call that person, or you go see that person, or you offer to bring that person to services. I think it would be a real mitzvah. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. So I don't want to embarrass anyone, but we do have our newest member of our congregation is here, who's now covering her eyes. Amanda Herring was just converted last week, and she is our newest member. So, and I'm so proud. I am so proud. Your experience? Mm-hmm. Not to put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have a few people that are not well. Esther Scheuer is at MD Anderson. I don't know if anybody knows that. And she could probably use a call. I see Sylvia and Leon are with us this evening, so welcome to both of you. We need to schedule a nice visit with you. And with that, we'll go ahead and conclude. Tomorrow, services continue at 9:30 a.m. And tomorrow evening, we will join with the Alabama Community Virtual Havdalah as we end Shabbat together on Zoom at 6 p.m. Yes, Barbara.
Yeah, I know that Susan Lavalla is going through chemo. And so I know that she would appreciate a call from any of us. I did speak with her. I offered to bring her to services tonight, but she just didn't really feel it.
Yeah.
But maybe next Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully that'll work. With that, we'll go ahead and conclude our service, page 211. Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra li'ed nasa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kiklot hakol v'ado imloch nora Vehu haya, vehu hove, vehu yeh betifara, vehu yeh betifara, vehu echad v'yein sheni laham shelo lehachbira, v'im rochi v'rechli, v'lo ha'oz v'hamisra, v'lo ha'oz v'hamisra, Vehu eli v'chai go'ali v'tzor chevli b'yetzara Vehu nisi umanosli minat kosi b'yom mekra Yado avkid ruchi b'yet ishan v'yahira v'im ruchi keviyati Adonai li v'lo ira Adonai li v'lo ira Shabbat shalom.